Another day, another live, and we are back. Welcome to my cake kitchen. If it's your first time you see me, hello. I am Gladys. I love cakes, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating. We're back, and today I'm going to take you through some recipes that are going to be used to make cake for a customer. The lives are tutorial based, conversation centered, business talk, everything else in between. Generally, I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating easily. And where possible, I bring you along the raw processes of and my realistic life as a cake maker. You know, so I have a customer cake going out on the weekend. So I thought, let's come along, let's see. My morning started pretty early, about 8 o'clock. So I've been in the kitchen since 8 a.m. and I've been trying to organize the ingredients because it kind of makes the life a little seamless and less chaotic. But that's because today I aimed to stay organized. Some days I'm not as organized and you see all the mess, kind of like things falling apart and stuff like that. But a little less of that today. And yeah, it's time to get baking. What are we baking? We are making a vanilla cake, and then we're going to prep the chocolate cake base for 2 5-inch cakes. It is an entire process. So we're going to get the vanilla cake in, and no, we're going to start with the chocolate cake base. Then we will make the vanilla cake to go in, and then we will make faux Swiss buttercream. And then by the time we finish all of it, if the chocolate cake base has set, we'll probably make a chocolate cake. These recipes are already known to the channel. You'll find them in various ways on the channel, whether it's the live format or long form. It's free. Go find it for yourself. And if I can, I'll put the details in the description box when I come to optimizing. But before we go on, I hope you're having a good Thursday. How is everybody? How are you keeping? If you're just joining us, let us find you in the chat. Oh, Denai is here. Good morning, Denai. And Dawn, good morning. Dawn, I was thinking about you. You know, I'm like, where's the jollof rice? What are we doing? No, let's not interrupt. Isn't it nice when you get a nice drink of water? That's just by the way. Let's just get on with it. Okay, now first let's preheat the oven. We are preheating the oven to 160 degrees C. The vanilla cake is going to be made in 2 7-inch pans. It won't feel full. We are not filling it to the top, but you know what? Having it this way still works, okay? I mean, who will be mad at this? Yeah, we're not baking deep. We're just keeping it light. And I need, I think I need 4 layers of this. So I'll be baking another 2, but yeah, we'll start with the 2, which will go in the 7-inch pans. And yeah, what am I doing? Okay, let's leave the pans here. It's a small kitchen. I've told you before, it's a small kitchen. So Faso is back. Hi. Oh, Faso is back. And there's a few of you. Faso, darling, how are you, my lovely? One day, and then the weekend is here. I guess those of you in corporate are excited. Okay, corporate people, hello. Are you bored behind your desk yet, working from home? Please be careful what you're typing. Don't type I'm bored in the group chat thinking you are typing in here, because if you put it there at work, you might just not have a job to go to. But anyway, let's get the mixer here. For the quantity and convenience, I am using a stand mixer, which is my stand mixer K-Mix. Of course, you have the option of choosing any. Wait, I've got to do something really important. If we don't set the camera to charge, you know what's happened before. It will die suddenly. whilst we are still stood here. That has happened before. It has happened. Yeah, okay. It has happened before whilst I was here yapping away and it goes off. And I'm like, what happened? Camera died. All right, people. Okay. I think today I am aiming to be a little bit organized. Okay, so if you have each other in the chat, right now, and when we are done we can get talking, because let's just get this out of the way, shall we? Okay, all right. Why am I excited? Oh, because I did some fun things this morning. Boring things. But if you're an adult, my son says you grown-ups. If you're grown up, when you get up and you're able to do a bit of exercise and you get your good meal, and I'm talking good meal where you have your fiber to keep your energy, and then you have your water, hydrate, eat well, a bit of exercise. That's good stuff for adulting, okay? Adulting is when you know these things excite you. Because yesterday I was out here fighting for my life. We went here yesterday. I wasn't. Because yesterday my sleep was disrupted on Tuesday, and yesterday I woke up so cranky. I was struggling. I was like, oh, what is this all about? People, who has those problems? Or it's just me and my problems, okay? You may call it small problems, but if I don't sleep well, I am not Gladys. I am a beast, okay? I am cranky. I am... Okay, let's get on with it. Now, over here we have vanilla, okay? Over here we have vanilla. This is not vanilla. It's a good thing that we're making a vanilla cake. So vanilla will make a show, but surely this is not vanilla, okay? It's baking spread. It's margarine. That's all. Okay. There's three. If you don't, yeah. If you can put it in the chat, there's 325 grams of margarine. The exact quantity here can be replaced with butter. Okay? This is an adaptable recipe. Okay? But it's not vanilla. Let's be clear. Not vanilla. Now, into that, I'm adding 425 grams of eggs. Okay? I swear I'm not making... It's not eggs. Sugar. I swear I'm not making it up. I'm not. I'm not. I don't know if something has gone off in my head. I probably need to. The vanilla is running out and I haven't got a date to go to Costco. So you can see I'm not pouring the vanilla with a lot of love today. But hey, let's get to it. Now we're going to cream, because we are making a cake. If we were making cupcakes, remember, who remembers if we were making cupcakes, how many minutes do we need to cream this? Let's see if you're watching the tutorial. Let's see if you're taking notes. Then class, hands up. If we were making cupcakes, how many minutes do we need to cream this? Considering the weather is just over here, all things equal. Put it in the chat. Let's see. Okay. We're going to cream this for 6 minutes. It could go up to 8 minutes because it's a cake we are making, not cupcakes. Right? Now, let's go and... okay, cream. Quick one, Dawn, let's correct the butter. The butter is 325, not 355. Okay, we are creaming for 6 minutes. Okay, 6 to 8 minutes. If it was cupcakes, we'll do it for 3 minutes because we want to control the air pockets we are creating so they don't overfill the cupcake cases, if you like. But with a cake, because we have a broader surface area and the pan is large and there's room for rice, you can kind of extend the creaming time. So this is 6 to 8 minutes, but it is 3 minutes for cupcakes. Now let's go. Okay, a minute and a half ish in, and this is what we have. It is paling out. You want it to pale out completely before you do anything to it. So this is what we have. Now we're going to cream that still. If I'm not talking to you, it's because this gets really loud and it's hard to kind of talk over you. So let's finish creaming and what we are doing, and then I will talk to you properly. By the way, a polite reminder, if you're just in the chat with us now, don't forget to like the video. That's your way of telling YouTube that you've been here and perhaps you enjoy the experience, just so that it will help boost up the figures and send the right signals to YouTube. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it is a way you continue to support the channel. I would sincerely appreciate if you consider liking the video and sharing the video with anyone who enjoys baking, because you're watching me complete an entire process of baking, and then we'll start from A to Z, where you see me start to finish. We'll get to see the results also, okay? A total of 3 minutes in, and this is what we have. I'll show you what it looks like. We have another 3 minutes to go. And stopping to scrape your bowl in, it's all part of the job. Okay, there you go. This is what we have. I used granulated sugar here. I will always recommend you use caster sugar, but when I finish, I'll tell you why I use granulated sugar. The creaming is done at 3.5. As we speak, 3.5 over here. A 160°C preheating. Now, whilst that is happening, we're going to beat the eggs. We have exactly 280 grams of eggs. Put that in the chat for me, please. Okay, 6 minutes in, and here's what we have. Okay. There you go. 6 minutes. There you go. Now we're going to add the eggs. I break my eggs out of the shell just for consistency of quantity. And over here I have 280 grams of eggs. This is 5 large eggs, but since large eggs don't weigh exactly the same, sometimes they're 61, sometimes you get 63. The amount of eggs you need, if you really don't want to be faffing around with eggs, is it can go up to 283, and you should be fine. But the exact amount here is 280, which is exactly 5 large eggs. Now I'm going to pour the eggs in slowly so that it will incorporate. Okay, now that the eggs have gone in, we are going to let that cream for another minute or so, and then we can add the flour. Now, the buttermilk that we would normally use, I replaced it with milk and vinegar. We have 120 mils of milk here with 2 full tablespoonfuls of distilled white vinegar. It is my sort of homemade buttermilk, if you like. And we have 430 grams of self-raising flour, into which there's about 7 grams of salt. Okay, eggs are mixing. Let's take a quick look. Ooh, this is what you call emulsification. Everything is mixed together nicely. Okay, now it's time to add our flour. Ooh, there's self-raising flour. Quantity 430 grams plus 7 grams of salt. We're going to add that in a little bit at a time. Two-thirds in there, and I'm just going to pour the amount of milk. Now I'm going to slow the mixer down to fold function, and then we are going to add the rest of our flour. All right, now that's everything mixed. I'm gonna finish the mixing by hand, but let me wash my hand here and get the rest of the butter, because I don't want to waste butter and I don't want to waste my time either. Okay. 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 All right, there you go. And this. Okay. You want to make sure everything is mixed together so you don't have specks of flour flying everywhere. And there you go. Okay. We are dividing this into two. Somebody asked in one of the previous lives, you know what I'm looking for, Glad? What am I? Yep. Somebody asked in the lives, in one of my videos, how much butter you need in each. So today, I mean, I normally eyeball it, but I did promise that I would try and answer that by actually doing the thing. So we'll find out today. Take a guess how much we need. I mean, we know the ingredients. So if we add all the ingredients, convert it to kilo, we should be able to guess how much we need. But let's see. There is 713 grams in here. Okay, 713. Let's try 713 here. See if we will get that. Okay, that is 721 over here. So let me see how much we will get. Okay, that's, let's just say 800 grams there, 800 grams here. Okay, that's oh, 800 grams too. I did it right, because 713 plus 77 is 800, correct? Am I right? Let's do this, see. Okay, that's 790. So we are 10 grams short. So if I got, okay, if I got, let's say 5 grams here, 84, 89. Okay, let's see. 802. Now we have 802. So yeah, each pan is about an average of 790 to 800 grams. I'm not trying to be exact about it, but at least now we know. At least now we know. So each pan is about 790 to 795 grams. So I am just spreading the batter around so that we'll get a nice even bake. I don't want to bake deep and level out. It takes too long to bake. I just wanted to bake shallow. So I will have to bake another batch, but that's neither here nor there. So 795 each pan, and it's going in here 55 minutes. And we'll check back in after 55 minutes, okay? Annie, is it Annie? Welcome to the chat. Now that that is done, oh, I know our friend, what's her name? Danai has said she was leaving. I couldn't say goodbye, but yeah, I'm sure we will see her again when she comes back. Okay, now let's move on to our next thing, which is to make the chocolate base for our chocolate cake. I'm going to get my in the oven at 160 degrees C for 55 minutes. Okay, now we are moving on to the next thing. Over here, if you've been on the channel, you would have seen me kind of do this before. There's Coca-Cola. There's 375 grams of Coca-Cola, 600 grams of sugar. There's 300 of brown, and then 300 of white. You can do 400, 200, neither here nor there. It depends on what you prefer for flavor and texture and intensity of the chocolate cake. I want a very decadent chocolate cake, but light textured. So when we come to the dry ingredients, I'll talk you through that. We also have about 150 grams of butter, and the rest is oil. The total for fat here between oil and butter is 375 grams. There's 200 grams of dark chocolate, 50% cocoa, that I have just broken. It looks like this. It looks like this. And 200 grams of that. And what else is in here? So there is, oh, there's coffee that I need to make. Coffee, I just need about 25 grams of coffee to add in here. and we are not cooking it. Never mind what it looks like, we are not cooking. All we are doing is simmering so that everything will kind of melt and dissolve together nicely. That's the goal of what we are doing. So this heat here is very gentle. Okay, very gentle heat, and gradually okay. Now what we need is some coffee, right? The coffee I need is, I need a full tablespoonful here, and 2 tablespoonfuls of warm water. All I need is for it to dissolve, that's all. I don't need to make a drink of coffee or anything. There you go. And that's all I need. Is there a question in the chat for me? Oh, can we look at the butter, please? I think there must be a time delay because the butter is already in the oven. Okay, so now all we are doing is melting this together over gentle heat. There are videos on the channel where I do this over and over again, so you can check that for more details, because you can't see into the pan, but this is what it looks like. Let's see. I'm just trying to capture this part of it. Maybe I'll show you when I'm okay. I think somebody was what am I body piercings I'm looking at in the I can't what do you mean? I know you're saying something polite as in a greeting or a pleasantry, but I don't know what language is that, because then it will let me recalibrate what I'm reading, because it doesn't look like tree, because if it is tree you won't. Yeah, but we're making a chocolate cake base. Chocolate cake, look at how intense it looks. This chocolate is going to be good, okay? It's going to be a good chocolate cake. But when we simmer it, we need to leave it to set completely. And then we'll add sour cream. Okay, so it's not tree. Is it ever? Because it's not tree. I think it could be ever. But I don't speak ever, and I don't read ever too. But I think I get what you're saying, because the indie, yeah. Hi. Let's see. Oh, this looks decadent and intense. So, friend, you are on these internet streets. Like I told you, when you first showed up here, that wasn't the name tag we saw. Now you're like, body piercings, my life. Sir, what has inspired this name? Is it because you're out there in Ghana getting body piercings? Like, dude, what's up? Oh, in Ghanaian language, I'll be asking, like, what's happened? There you go. Okay, our chocolate base is almost done. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is get my sour cream. Okay, right. 1 second. We have the sour cream here, right? Okay. Body piercings. Okay, body piercings. My life. Well, you know, I'm just looking at the answer here. So you're like, okay, so it has to do with Jesus dying on the cross, his life there. You know what? That doesn't look apparent when you look at the name, right? Because we don't necessarily, from your context, I can understand. Because when you showed up here, we spoke about Jesus and all that stuff, which is great. But the world doesn't automatically go there and think, oh, body piercing, because body piercings has become synonymous with tattoos, right? So I'm thinking, like, what is that? But thanks for clarifying that. And I can see you're asking me a question. Let me just finish this and I'll take the questions. I'll answer them properly for you. Okay? Right. So people normally ask you, what body piercings do you have? You see, I asked you, what's that? But anyway, there you go. This is done here, and what we are going to do is transfer the contents because I want it to cool quickly. Right, let's. Okay, there you go. And then over here, we move. Look at how intense that looks. This chocolate cake is gonna be good. Okay, look at it. Right, and then we are going to add our sour cream. We need 225 grams of sour cream. I can sort of eyeball it because this is about 300 grams. So it's sort of an adaptable recipe, so you can get away with doing things slightly not by the book, right? So we mix this in here, stir it together. Now, sour cream brings moisture, freshness, and a rich mouthfeel, and brings us some balance too, like the creamy mouthfeel that has that is sour cream. So, and for what I'm doing here, it also adds to the cooling factor because we want this to cool. You don't want to use this when it's warm, because if you do that, you are going to yield yourself a very doughy and heavy textured cake, and we really don't want that. So all I'm doing is stirring this out. Okay, and that's it. Now you put this in the fridge, or this can be done the night before, left to set at room temperature till you want it in the morning. Or better still, if you want to hasten things up, you put it in the fridge, leave it to cool completely, and then we'll move on to the next step. So I'm gonna put it away. Oh, the additional ingredients for the chocolate cake are these. I'm just using a whisk to kind of like get everything mixed together. And then that goes in here. And then this goes straight away. Into the fridge. And awaiting use later. Now, who is asking me a question in there? Okay. So, Body Pearsons, can I ask you a question? When you're going on your live, do you do it on another phone, a computer, or a camera? Okay. Simple answer, it's on a phone, which I'm looking at you on, Body Pearsons. So you're looking at me from my phone, and then I have a secondary phone that is signed on to, because I can't do both. You can't sign on to the same thing twice, because then there is a risk. You can, but there's a risk I will end up like ending the live when I don't need to. Plus, where you're looking, I'm not like the live is not directly on YouTube. It is through a software, and the software allows me to get the hard copy of the live as in footage for me to repurpose if I chose to. So for that reason, it makes it difficult to kind of have the same login on two phones. So you're looking at me on a phone screen, but I have a secondary screen where I can see questions and respond to you. That just is a streamlined session that makes it easy for me to interact with you whilst I am on the live. Optionally, I have a camera to my right here. That's not an everyday thing, because for convenience I opt for the phone, but I do have a 2-angle camera setting that is literally to my, if I turn this way, I'm looking at the camera, and what that does is that it allows me to be able to repurpose that or keep some of the footage if I want to, you know. But the reason why I don't live stream over the camera is that the settings can be a little bit tricky and a little bit cumbersome, and I just want an easy life over here. That's all. So you're watching me over the phone. There is a camera set up to my right, but yeah, my life is rigged with cameras and phones here, but you're watching me over the phone. I hope that kind of answers the question for you. Okay. Next, so we've already done the vanilla. It's baking. I don't think I kind of caught the time stamp for when we put the cake in the oven. I know it's 55 minutes, but what I'm saying is I don't remember when the cake went in the oven. Can anyone tell us when it went in the oven, just so that we can sort of get the timings right and don't overbake the cake? Okay, there's another question here. Do you enjoy, okay, let's see. Body Pearson says, you are inspiring me. If my wife and I stay here in Ghana beyond September, we'll start a bakery business. Congratulations and good luck with that. I am sure you're going to do just fine over there in Ghana. Ghanaian people will come and tell you they don't like cake, though, but what they actually mean is that they don't like their cake too sweet. It's a culture thing. So if you do decide to run a bakery, tip, seek recipes that are not overwhelmingly sweet. The Western palate is sweet because my son can gobble a whole bowl of Celebrations chocolate. And I'm not mad about it. He's my son. I love him. If he wants to eat sweet, sometimes I'm a little bit like, dude, you're going to have to try it. But yeah, my not eating sweet means that I am not a cake person. Does that sound strange? Yeah, I know. Yeah. So if you want to run a bakery in Ghana, good tip, ensure that your recipes are generally, you have some recipes that generally tailor to the not so sweet people, because when they come and tell you, oh, I don't like cake, they like cake. Okay, the people love to eat cake, they just don't like sweet cake. That's all. And do you enjoy the cleaning up process after baking, or it's not? You know what, the cleaning up process, I could hire a cleaner to do that. I can't afford it. I don't enjoy it, but I can't complain about it. It's all part of the day's job. I mean, it can't always be fun, okay? I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I'm not going to down on, look, even if I wasn't baking, I would still have to clean my house. But one day, when I can afford it, I'll just pay a cleaner, okay? And then I'll just clean up over the cleaner's job. That's all. So it is neither here nor there, all right? Now, with all those questions answered, right. Lovely Dawn, how is house packing coming along? Have you started? Or you're dreading it? I've been packing my house for a year. And I don't have a lot of things. It's just because I've been packing mentally. Like, I wake up and I look and I'm like, I need to pack this, and I bought a box of 10, a pack of 10 boxes, seemingly looked like I was packing, and then got like chill over here, and here we are. So I hope that all goes okay. Now, we're going to be making faux Swiss meringue buttercream. So let's get to it, right? Yeah, viewing is on Saturday, but the new people will come and chuck you out, Dawn. I hope you get something sorted soon enough, though, darling. Okay. That drippy water is annoying. Okay, let's talk faux Swiss meringue buttercream. If you haven't made faux Swiss meringue buttercream, just sit with me over here, because this is a very streamlined, simple process, especially if you're a beginner who is not too fond of American buttercream, but you're looking for something that has a great mouthfeel, not too sweet, and easy to make. Swiss meringue buttercream, the traditional way, is hard to do, okay? It requires a lot of things, but the faux part is simply making the same Swiss meringue buttercream using pasteurized eggs. I have always advocated for simplicity and efficient processes. The only reason this is not my favorite thing is because when I think of pasteurized egg whites, I'm like, okay, that's a preference thing. That's not a thing, okay? Because you can get great results. So strapped for time and wanting to be efficient, faux Swiss meringue buttercream, here we come. So I've already gone ahead and done a few things before the start of the process, because the difference between faux Swiss meringue and original Swiss meringue buttercream is that with original Swiss meringue buttercream, you have to cook the egg white over heat to pasteurize it, bring it to a food safe temperature before you whisk it. I have videos on the channel already. You can check all of those out. I have also done the faux one a few times on previous lives, but what I've done differently is that I am using granulated sugar. And normally you would hear with faux Swiss meringue buttercream, it eliminates the heating part. That's not true. A few conditions will determine, but the heating process is not as rigorous and intense as if you were using raw eggs. And the simple reason is you still need some sort of heat to help quicken dissolving the sugar in the egg whites, because if you're using granulated sugar, the sugar granules or particles are large, and if you don't get them to dissolve finely and disappear in your egg whites, your meringue is going to be gritty and will not whip right. So for that reason, what you do is you sit your bowl over in some warm water. There was warm water here earlier, right? It's cold now, but what I've done is I put the sugar in the egg whites, which is pasteurized, and then sat it in warm water. let it kind of dissolve a bit. When it dissolves, you put your finger in. Wash your hands and put your finger in. Like when you're cooking and stuff and people have things to say, look, the safest thing you can do is use your hands in cooking. The glove thing is an illusion, but I won't stay on that subject. Let's move on. So there was sugar, egg white, stir it together, sit it in warm water, test it. If you can still feel some grit, which I did after a while, I just popped the entire thing in the microwave at medium heat for 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes at medium heat. Check your microwave settings. If you're scared, turn the settings down to low, at least, so that it warms up slowly. Because if you turn the microwave up too much, it will end up scrambling your eggs and you end up with sweet scrambled eggs, which you can't eat. Yuck, that would be awful. So that is done, which is sugar and egg white mixed together. I'm just going to wash my hands just to show you what it looks like. It doesn't look like anything. And if you are a bit like, if you feel a bit about slimy stuff, this feels a bit slimy, but it's just sugar solution over here in egg, sugar in egg white, which is looking like sugar solution. Oh, we are not eating this, by the way, so ignore me. I'm just like being a bit dramatic. Now let's wash our hands. And then we'll get our mixer out. Same mixer, a different bowl. Now, one tip here. Egg whites are still egg whites, and you still need the egg whites to whip up right and to be stable. So a lot of the processes with original Swiss meringue buttercream with raw eggs still remains. You're going to have to wash your bowls so that any residue, fat or oil that may come into contact with the egg whites is completely eliminated. So you can wash this all over and wipe the bowl out with vinegar. I have gone ahead and done all of that, but those are tips for you to get best result from your meringue. So into the bowl, I am just going to transfer my egg whites. And we'll get the mixer back. Oh. Ooh. That's not good. Coming. Okay. Okay. Amazon driver is at my door. Okay. So we'll check what happens when you get a post, but we're going to whisk this. Before we do that, we're going to add cream of tartar. We need about 5 grams in here, neither here nor there. Amazon. Okay, let's get the personal details out of the way. and we will check what I got in the post today. Yeah. On observation alone, it's like it's been whipping all this time, but nothing is happening much over here. It's not whipping as nicely as I would like, but it's not a bad thing because the eggs have been pasteurized. They will not rise or firm up or whip as raw egg whites would. It's just a thing, so we'll see. Dawn is asking, could you add more fresh egg whites? Do you mean, do you pasteurize egg white? That would be messing up the ratio of sugar to egg white. So you can't do it in the middle. It will just, you need an amount of sugar, an amount of egg whites to, because it's ratio and proportions, isn't it? So I'm sure you can add it. What that will do, I don't know. That's it. If this was fresh egg whites that are whipped into mirror, we would have twice the amount here. But here's what we've got, okay? And you have to whip it till stiff peak. So it's still loose a bit. So we need to keep going, keep whipping. for a bit. Okay, still a bit. Are we ever going to get stiff peaks? I don't know, but I don't like this. Anyway, let's stop complaining. Okay, I'm going to add some sugar here. We have 120 grams of icing sugar in here. And then I'm going to add a pinch of salt. About 5 grams of that salt. And then the butter that we need. I had the consistency right earlier, but it's since set because it's cold today. So I'm going to put it in the microwave to kind of like soften up a bit, and then we'll see. Okay, we've got it. There's 560 grams here. What you want to do is make sure it's soft. saw me with a concerned face, I was interested in seeing how the broken and curdled look will come along. As you can see, it looks like cottage cheese that is gone off, but if you keep whipping it, it will come together. So let's go back and whip it and see. I just want you to see what it looks like in terms of consistency. It looks like it's separated. It doesn't look great. Yeah, so I'm going to let it whip. It will come together essentially. So, but I'm just showing you this just in case you were new to Swiss meringue buttercream. And even the faux Swiss, look at what it looks like. It's the worst I've seen it so far, but that's also, this may be down to a temperature variation because we don't have the heat factor here to kind of like keep everything together. So let's whip it up and see what we'll do. When it's like this, just whisking it alone will not help it come together quickly, right? Because depending on what you want to use it for, whipping it alone means, look, the butter has kind of gone to sleep a bit. So what I am going to do is just get a small portion like this, and you'll see. So let's continue the whipping, and I'm going to put this little bit here in the microwave to melt it, and then it will become like the little heat factor that will kind of bump things up a little bit. You'll see. This is what you need. You don't need a lot, because if you get too much of this, you will melt the entire bowl and you will have to chill it to kind of get the body of the batter together again before it whips. The thing with Swiss meringue buttercream is you're better off avoiding all this faff, and you can see in a minute. So we've got this together. Right. It's picking up. Now I'm going to scrape the rest together, because what you want to do is you want to enhance the emulsification, which is enhance the mixture together so it all mixes together nicely. At the moment, the butter is almost separating from the egg whites. I'm gonna take a little bit again. Okay, now we have warm egg whites here. I think it looks like ice cream. So what we're going to do is, yep, yep, and suddenly it's coming together. just to show you the difference here. So what I'm doing is I am trying to melt the batter so that it will whisk with the egg whites. And as you can see, it's coming together. It doesn't look so broken. So I think for all the faff and hassle, I could have as well just made regular Swiss meringue buttercream. But our cakes are baked, so let's have a look at the buttercream and then we'll get to our cakes in a minute. Right, so essentially that's the faux Swiss meringue buttercream done. You can add your look at it. I've told you, I have nothing against it. I like it. I don't know what I was turning my nose up at though. Right, now we want to add vanilla, and that will be the Swiss meringue buttercream done. Where is the vanilla? We need to go shopping for vanilla that we can pour with love. And at this point you can change the whisk attachment to a paddle attachment. Okay, but that is our Swiss meringue buttercream done. I'm going to move that out of the way so we can have a look at our cake. Okay, we'll move this out of the way so we can have a first reaction look at our cake. Right. Now I kind of feel like I took that out early, Glad. Why did I do that? Let's have a look. Oh, okay. It's baked well. Okay, moment of truth. Look what it looks like on the inside. Now, we're going to leave it to set for 10 minutes on the side, and then we'll take it apart and then you can see what it looks like. We still need to bake another batch though, but we will not be doing it over here. There is Mommy Teo Lifestyle. Hi there. Hi. Okay, so what are we doing, Glad? Okay, let's get the buttercream. Let's get the buttercream and swap the attachments. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. What am I doing? Okay, now let's. There you go. don't we all like it when a cake bakes well? Don't we? Look, it's light, it's soft. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. What did we make on the live? Well, we made that. Okay. Whew. All right. Tabitha. I think you should get a cane and flog us, because we have been coming here and hiding and we haven't seen you because we decided that we wanted to show up at a time when you were still sleeping. Sorry, darling. We love you still. Okay. How is mom? Today I was thinking about you before I came in. I was like, oh, I need to email you. My admin time is crap. Okay. But I hope mom is keeping well. How is she? How is her and how is her overall well-being? I trust she's well. Send her our love and hugs. Okay? It's it. That's all. But what have you missed? You haven't missed much, because we baked a cake, which is what you're looking at. We prepped the chocolate base for a chocolate cake, which let's have a look and see if it is cool enough for us to make a cake with. Let's see. Oh, it's still a little bit warm. I want there. Ooh, okay. Right. We'll put this back in to chill a bit, and then we will. Okay. Because we don't want to ruin the texture of our cake, because we want a good cake. We do. We want it. Okay. Glad. Stop dancing and get to work. Okay. Let's get the buttercream. I think I'm going to let it whip a bit more, but I don't want the noise now. Oh, we will also have to make some ganache. Not now. Not now, Glad. Not now. I've been here since 11. It's 12:30. Oh, an hour and a half. Not bad for all that we did. Okay, let's look at what Amazon guy delivered, okay? Because you're in my home and you get to see some of the things that come my way. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay. Yeah, ingenious edibles. That's coloring. White food coloring. Okay. All right. Some yellow flowers. Yeah, yellow flowers for the cake. Let's have a look. I have to prep them. Okay. Okay. All right. Artificial yellow flowers that the client wanted for their cake. So we've got that. And then, okay, this is a camera lens. So not everything is cake, but it still has to work. So this is a camera lens. Filming is about to get exciting, okay? Because this is the Canon EFS 24mm f1.8. Don't ask me what that means. I don't know, and I guess you don't either. But it's just going to make talking heads, like when I'm talking to you on the camera, when I'm making tutorials. This is going to be fun because it's going to kind of give you like I'm talking to you kind of vibe. The one I have is bigger, so it's like when you see me on the regular long form tutorials, it just seems like I'm in your face. And this is going to give you like I have distance, but it's you I'm talking to, sort of, right? So there you are. Let's see. Who opens packages like? Let's have a look. What? Okay. Dolly has some Mother's Day stuff to do, isn't it? And okay, Mom is still in her sling. She's doing fine, waiting for an MRI result. Okay, fingers crossed it all comes out great. All right, we are willing her on and we're praying for her. Yes, we have Mother's Day coming up Sunday. Yes, yes. It's a shame, like, these people be doing women so wrong. Why is suddenly Mother's Day not all the same everywhere in the world? It has to be one some way. God, what is that all about? Well, I open my packages a little bit random, so there we are. I'm excited. Yeah. Okay. I will need to kind of is the f2.8, which is not bad. We'll see. I'm kind of excited to try this one out. Yeah. But one of the equipment, like, we are growing. What we are not growing here vocally and loudly, we are growing silently. And when the time comes, you will get to see, because the amount of gear that I have, I could be a one-person production house, but I hate editing. So people, watch us, support the channel so that we can grow and invest in employing an editor, and then it will be lit right here, people. It will be amazing. It will be exciting. Okay, but you know what, people? I've got to tidy up. I've got ganache to make. Today, I have time till 4, but I have other admin and filming stuff to do. So who knows? You may see me. If you don't see me back here, I will certainly be back tomorrow, because we need to put this cake together and we need to get baking. I'll see you on the next one.